What's up, everybody? This is Ben and Zach. Welcome to the District Spotlight, your premier platform for independent music.
Yes, thanks for coming back, guys. We really appreciate it. If it's your first time here, even better. Super simple, amazing music, amazing things are happening all around us. We are giving you a platform that spotlights the independent music scene. Today, actually first, before I get into that, please, if you like what we're doing, like, comment, share, give us some feedback. If you don't like what we're doing, please let us know. We'd love to improve. We have a lot of great things happening along the way in the upcoming months, so just stay tuned. Keep at it. Let's build a community. Let's do some big things here in the independent music scene. Today is an interesting guest. Definitely really excited for this one. This guy's been a best friend of mine for a very long time. I might be a little biased, but he's a super hard worker, super consistent artist, really talented. Been through a lot of adversity in his time, but in the forefront of all of it, he's driven his music, really wore it on his sleeve. Kept pushing, and I'm really excited for this man. He's doing great things, and I can't wait for people to hear him. Please give it up for August Elliott.
Yeah.
What's up,
yo.
dude? This is crazy. Did you ever think we'd be doing this, bro?
Not really, but I'm glad we are.
He's here now.
Yeah, he's here now. So yeah, me and August, we were pretty good friends a few years back.
Facts.
I feel like I should tell him how we met, bro.
Dude, yeah,
Bro,
like
yeah, go for it, for sure.
All right, so I'm selling. This was like, what, 4 years ago almost?
Probably
Almost
about
4 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm 23 now. I was 19 then, so about that. I was sitting in the supermarket selling AT&T, and it was an awful job. So I'd go and get some pizza that was pretty fire on my break, and come up to this guy that was slinging the pizzas behind it, and we just started talking. We just started chatting, and I was like, "What's your name, bro?" And he's like, "Overcast. I'm a rapper." And I was like, "Well, that's good, bro. That's crazy." Because me and my buddy at the time wanted to start a music management company, so we kind of tied. We hung out right after that, smoked a little bit, chilled for hours. The rest is history. Started talking, became really good friends. Just a crazy story. I've never met anybody before then that had introduced themselves as their rapper name. You know what I mean? Most people are like, "Hi, I'm Dylan. I'm a rapper."
I mean, hey, you gotta,
you know what I'm saying?
Gotta play the part, you know?
Yeah, no, I respected it. Man. How's it feel, like the gap from then and now? How have you changed?
Oh my gosh, man. A lot of stuff has changed since then, dude. I mean, you probably remember, like, back then I was just starting to get work and, like, making my own beats and stuff. So nowadays I'm like, just kind of feel like I'm flying with this.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you were a different name back then.
Yeah.
You've gone through a couple different names.
I've gone through two different name changes. I'm gonna omit the first one because I'm not too proud of it. But
What was that?
some other day. But Overcast is the second one.
Overcast. That's your SoundCloud, right?
No, I actually shifted everything over to August Elliott after that fact. Yeah, that was kind of one of those things where, like, I checked all the usernames out. I was like, oh, August Elliott's. It's good to go. It's clean. I can get it on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah, that was kind of just one big move.
There are a lot of Overcasts.
There are, man. There's actually some guy, I think he was, like, doing film or something out in, like, I want to say, like, Phoenix, Arizona or something like that. But he was starting to, like, start working with some big people in the scene. So I think it was actually Wolf that told me about that. So, yeah, I was glad I caught onto that before he started blowing up. And I just had Overcast as the name, and there was somebody else with Overcast that was, like, doing it better than me. But, yeah.
So when you first started making music, why hip-hop? Like, what? I mean, you got to be a fan of hip-hop, but just why?
You know, that's kind of that's a really good question. Growing up, I feel like most of the music I listened to is, like, more geared toward, like, pop punk kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of where, like, my roots are at. But as I started to get older, I started to listen to rap music more and more, just because, I mean, rap is the new rock and roll, you know, like, it was bound to come up eventually. And then over the years, especially when we were in high school and stuff, like, I feel like rap started taking off a lot, and just being surrounded by it, and just, I don't know, I just really like the structure of rap music. I like how lyrical it is, and I feel like it can kind of go a lot of different ways. Like, there's not just one flavor of rap music, you know, there's so many different kinds. So I feel like nowadays it's kind of hard to put a label and just say like that's rap, because now there's all these subgenres and stuff of rap music. So I felt like it was a good genre where I could express myself in like a unique way, and I guess not be judged for it really is like, at the end of the day, really all I was thinking. Kind of have a lot of freedom with rap music.
Yeah, you definitely are in like your own lane too when it comes to like hip hop.
Well, thanks, man.
I've been saying that since the beginning though. Like, there's a whole nother niche that you're hitting. I feel like people that when they really hear your music, they'll be able to really connect, because it's hip hop, but it's also like a bunch of other influences. You have like some like really like gamey influences and really like R&B influences, and you know, just a bunch of different pop, rock, like poppy rock, alternative kind of things too. So it's pretty cool. But so like going in when I met you in your past, like when we met in the past, like was that the first time you were really starting to make music, or did you get into music before then?
Oh man, I've been making music for probably about 3 years at that point. I mean, but I say that lightly, you know, like making music back then was like ripping a beat off YouTube and then like throwing it in Audacity and just like recording over it. So like, I mean, it is making music, but like it goes a lot deeper than that. I feel like that's just like baby steps. Most people who start making music, I feel like, I mean, they've all used Audacity at one point, you know, that's where a lot of people I feel like get their start at. And it kind of just builds the foundation for like what you ultimately want to achieve out of the whole deal, you know?
What is that? What do you want to achieve?
Gosh, there's a lot of things I want to achieve.
Well, what are you most excited about? Like,
Oh man. Truthfully, I mean, the thing that kind of has always driven me has been wanting to give a voice to people who are voiceless, you know, like going through high school and stuff, I wouldn't say I was really that popular. I mean, I was like more so like an outcast. I mean, that's probably the right word for it. And I think about kids like that, and I think about the place like my mind was in. And I guess the thing I want to do the most is just give those people an outlet and let them know that they're not the only ones who feel that way, you know, because it can get really lonely being in those places, and especially going through adolescence and stuff, you're really confused. So, yeah, I guess that's always just kind of been my goal, just to be there, kind of be a champion for the weak.
the Underdogs.
Yeah, for sure.
You definitely are doing good, man. Like, I love seeing your growth too. I remember when we were freaking slinging clothes. We were slinging, so we'd be slinging clothes for $50 to do anything with, you know.
I swear to God.
Like, selling shoes, selling clothes.
You know, but coming from that,
plasma.
it you know,
Crazy.
makes you appreciate things a lot more coming from the.
It does, man.
That
Like,
kind of-
actually coming from the dirt, and like those are the beginning of our come up. You know what I mean? That was the beginning of, at least personally mine, for real. Like starting a company that I had no idea what I was doing
Yeah.
with no money and no real skills.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we were probably in the same place, like
Yeah.
mindset-wise, because I had just started making beats, and I mean, I knew music theory, like a basic level of music theory, but like, I mean, I was still pretty lost back then. I feel like stuff starts clicking, you know. That's where you get the motivation to keep going, and then stuff just starts clicking after that.
So you have Reflection out.
Yep. That's kind of,
Again, it's pretty fire.
That's-
What is that song about?
man, you know, I'll be dead honest. I didn't really write that song from a place where I wanted it to have a super deep meaning.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say I'm just like giving into it, but I know nowadays people really like hype music, you know. They really want to hear some hype music with an 808 just slapping, you know. They want to get down, they want to dance, and they want to just get pumped up, you know. So I kind of figured that I'd come out the gate with some stuff that's a little more hard, because more people will be likely to gravitate towards that. But then after that's kind of been solidified and, you know, people kind of know my name, that's when I plan on rolling out some stuff that's a little more deep and a little more, I guess, intimate is a good word for it.
Are you gonna have another single out soon? Or is it
Yeah.
gonna be out by this time?
It's actually funny you say that. I actually just put up my single this morning to streaming services, so it's going to be coming out on February 28th.
Dope.
Bands.
When is that? Is this gonna be out by
Like,
then?
that's like 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
It's like about 3 weeks.
It'll be
yeah.
the same week. I think it'll be the same week.
That'd be fire
Yeah,
if that came
probably.
out the same week as
I think
this.
you told me the 28th.
I think it'll be the same week. Okay, regardless, tune into that. Bands. 3 weeks behind. Okay, so yeah, it should be 3 weeks. But dope. That song's lit as hell.
Dude, that song is so good.
I got a little
That's
preview
like-
of that.
That song is
You've
so
heard
good.
all of his stuff, haven't you?
I've heard a lot of his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Undercover though.
undercover.
I'm an undercover cover critic, and I love all of his
Well,
music.
you're doing all this at Stone Tree, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, is your sound is it evolving like every day?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm so thankful for the opportunities I have. I mean, things just kind of fell into place in a good way. Like my best friend, he got a job at a recording studio, and like I'd always wondered when I was gonna like be able to get access to like a recording studio and be able to like actually take my skill to the next level, let alone actually having somebody who can engineer my stuff really well. So shout out
Wolfie.
always got my back.
Shout out.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's been a long 5 years. That's been about how long I've been making music now, and it started just recording on some shitty microphone I used to like make Call of Duty commentaries when I was like in high school. I literally just like got this mic and I was like, I'm just gonna try and make some raps with this, and like I wasn't even really taking it seriously back then, but it just became one of those things where I was doing it and I wanted to get better and better and better, and I just kept going, and then fell in love with it over time, and just kind of hard to imagine my life being anything different nowadays, but it's definitely been an upward progression for sure, gradual.
So what's been keeping you like pushing forward through all that? What's a big motivator for you?
Honestly, just pushing myself. I mean, I just know that I can do better. I know I can always do better, and like I'll listen to a song, and even if I like it, the first thing my brain is doing is just analyzing it, thinking about everything that is wrong with it, because that's just kind of how I think. I'll analyze something, I'll nitpick it, figure out everything wrong with it, go back to the drawing board, make something good, but then I find out that there are things wrong with that. So then that's just kind of been going on and on for about 5 years.
No, that's good though. You keep pushing yourself to be better. That's like being a winner. You hear that a lot. Like somebody said, the pressure they feel is really on themselves, and like knowing they can always be better.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly how you succeed, man. I feel like if you don't have that mindset,
Just not quit.
Yeah, you'll never succeed if you don't always think that you can do better than you just did.
Yeah.
If you're satisfied, then like you're gonna stop. And I feel like a lot of people fall into that pattern where like, some people are out here like, oh, I'm the best in the city. All this other shit. I'm like, dude, if you already think that, then like, where are you gonna go from here,
right.
man?
Yeah, you're stuck. I mean, damn near. If you already think you're the best, really truly think you're the best, then how are you gonna get any better?
Yeah, because I mean, there's no drive left,
Yeah.
And yeah, I've always tried to never be that way. Being humble is a lot more rewarding in the end. I feel like, for sure.
Real G's move in silence.
Who said like lasagna.
Who said that?
I don't know, bro. You did.
Was it
Zach
Is
Albert.
it Lil Wayne?
Is it Lil Wayne or 2 Chainz? Something like that. Lil Wayne.
I'm pretty sure.
All right, yeah, right on. No, but anyway, so what hobbies do you have other than music? Like, what do you like to do?
I know.
For fun.
I saw one of your stories with a bunch of like it was like anime movies or something.
Oh, you were probably looking at my manga.
What?
Yeah,
I was
so,
like
manga is like Japanese like comics. Like
Okay.
that's what they base like anime off of 9 times out of 10. So yeah, I mean I watch a lot of anime. I just started getting into reading manga. I never really did that before, but you get a better story if you read the book. It's always better than the TV
For sure.
adaptation. Other than that, I play a lot of video games.
what kind of video games?
Oh man, I'll play just about anything. Back in the day, I used to play like shooters a lot, but I'll be honest, as of late, I've just been on that Pokemon grind. I love Pokemon. I can't lie. So
You got a Pokemon tattoo.
I do, man. I do. I got the
that-
Ghastly Haunter
Oh, my-
Gengar, man.
That's fire.
Yeah, that's my first tat ever, man. Crazy
That's
stuff.
fire.
Yeah, my arms feel so barren, man. I'm trying to get some more, but hey, overtime. Overtime.
No, that's dope, dude. I'm just thinking about the times when we'd set up the booth in the extra room, and it would be like,
Dude, we had 2 mattresses. No, we took 2 mattresses and we literally like propped them up and like tied them together and then stuck a mic in between them.
yeah, with some blankets over him.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. You know what? I'm pretty sure those songs came out fire though.
No, I got some good takes in there.
Those are some
Ikey.
fire takes.
Ikey.
We'd be up to like 4 a.m. doing that shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy times. No, it's cool to see you, man. Like, you've always been talking about going to your own studio or going to a studio and producing and becoming a producer. Are you trying to like slide in and become like a full-time position there?
I guess that's not really that for me to decide, you know.
Yeah, sure, okay.
I just, you know, my skills are just kind of around when people need me to do something. I'll be there, and that's the most I can do, you know. Just being prepared and just being ready for anything, I guess. You know, I mean, I'd definitely be willing to do work for people. I mean, there's a lot of beats I just have that are like just sitting on the low right now that like I wouldn't mind selling off to some people.
Have you thought
know?
about setting up a website or something? To try that?
You know, I have, but I don't want to label myself as like a beat maker, and I don't want to label myself as like the guy who pushes beats, you know, because first and foremost, like I'm an artist, and you know, like that's what I live and breathe is like the fact that like I'm giving the vocals on my own beats and I'm performing and like all that jazz, you know. So that's like my number one. So it's kind of been hard for me to say, yeah, I'll set up a website and like we'll market it like August Elliott Beats, you know. It just doesn't feel like me, you know. It's kind of more of a thing where like I feel like if somebody I knew personally asked me for a beat, I'd probably sell it to him. But other than that, I'm not really like in the market for just cranking out beats all the time.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah, most of the time when I make beats, I'll be honest, like I'll listen to it and I'm like, this is pretty fire. I don't know if I can give this up, you know?
Yeah.
Like I fall in love with it and then I want it to be mine, you know? It's hard to let go of them. They're
And
like,
you can always rework them too.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, if I ever really wanted to. But I don't know, nowadays I've just been trying to stack up beats and then I'll listen to the beats and then I'm like, which one of these would sound good on a project and which one of these am I going to scrap? And then, yeah, that's just the process, man.
You got a project upcoming, right?
Yeah, I got a little bit of stuff in the works. So Bands is coming out February 28th.
Bands.
After that, Bands. After that, I got a song I'm working on with Wolfie. We're probably gonna drop that as a single after Bands comes out, and then follow that up with an EP after that.
Is the you and Wolfie single, is that kind of be like a rap rock kind of gig?
It does kind of sound like that. It's hard for me to describe what it sounds like, you know, because it's got so many different elements and stuff. I mean, I'm definitely spitting on my verse, but the chorus definitely sounds very, very punky, and I think that's kind of what I'm going for in a lot of my music, you know. I kind of want to fuse those two things together, but not necessarily like the emo rap lane that's already been carved out by so many people nowadays, you know. I don't want to be just another one of them, you know. I'm trying to like give a different kind of brand of that and not even necessarily emo rap. I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to
We'll
call
have
it.
to see.
Somebody will call it something someday,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
You guys are creating a new sound over there. I know that. I love it.
Yeah, that's what we're going for, man. The market's oversaturated, man. You got to stand out or just fade away.
Yeah.
So you guys are just kind of staying in the singles game right now, just releasing singles and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, dropping singles is definitely the most like beneficial thing to do. Just, I mean, from any standpoint.
Especially early on, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, the way that like Spotify's algorithms and stuff work, it's actually better for you to continuously drop singles because you have a better chance of getting on a playlist. But I don't want to just milk that too much, you know. I kind of want to have like a game plan in mind, you know, because I'm trying to tell a story through my discography, and I don't want to just soil that up by just throwing a ton of singles down. You know, half of those singles would probably just be stuff that was going to be on the album, and I don't want people to listen to the album and already have heard half of it, you know, because then it feels like I'm cheating people, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably drop Bands, and then the song I'm doing with Wolfie is called Alone. Not really sure what I'm gonna drop after that, but we got most of the album done. So I'm dropping an album after the EP, and we've already gotten through over 50% of that. So just kind of sitting on tracks right now. Big year, man. Big year.
So much music to listen to. I'm so pumped.
Man, it's 2020. It's the year of perfect clarity, man.
Hell yeah. Are you gonna be doing any shows in the midst of that?
I'm planning on it, yeah, for sure. The big thing has been just wanting to build my repertoire up before I actually go out there and play shows, because I could play some of my old stuff, but it doesn't feel right.
Silence is fire, though.
Silence is fire, man. I actually just remixed that a few days ago.
I heard.
Yeah, I've been practicing mixes on some old stuff, man.
I'm excited.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be a good year, man. I'm excited. It's been a long time coming, but it feels like it was, you know, things being postponed for this long, it was the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah, you say things have been a long time coming. It really has, man, but it's been inspiring to, like, you guys inspire me, friends inspire me, other people that I work around inspire me to the fact that they keep pushing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've still been pushing, and you've still been doing your own thing, and you still, like, through everything that you've gone through. It's a crazy story, man. It's a crazy ride. I'm excited for you to get this music out.
Well, dude, I appreciate it. And honestly, I could say the same back to you guys, you know? Like, just staying on the grind, man. You know?
Yeah.
Having people around you that push you forward is, it's awesome, you know? It's what keeps you going, what helps you wake up in the morning, you know?
Yeah, so if you had one message maybe to, like, give people through those times, you know, you 5 years ago, 4 years ago, what would you tell them? And you can think for a second.
Well, the first thing I'd probably say is don't be so hard on yourself. You know, people have to start somewhere, and, like, you can't expect the world in a day, you know? And that's something that I'm guilty of, that I always tried to do, is I would expect myself to make vast improvements over such short periods of time, and then I'd get frustrated when I couldn't, like, actually bring it into fruition. So, I don't know. I would just say just keep going, trust the process. Growth is so gradual that you almost don't even notice it's happening. Like, now when I listen to my music, I mean, I really have to sit down and listen to the stuff I'm making nowadays, and then immediately listen to some of my old stuff for me to really notice how big of a difference it is. But, you know, the whole time coming, I never really saw it happening. You know, it was just happening, and it was happening so slowly that, like, I couldn't tell on a day-to-day basis. But now, looking at the span of years, you know, the longer the time scales get, like, the more noticeable it is. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I would really have to say to people in the same position. Just keep going and just trust in the process, and just be patient, honestly. It'll come your way if you deserve it and if you want it enough.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Is that what they say?
Facts.
Facts. Bars.
Bars.
Well, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Do you what are some of your biggest inspirations, like, within your music and pushing you through your young adulthood?
Or some like punk influencers, or, you know, like who?
Oh man.
You know.
Oh man. Well, Blink-182 is definitely a huge influence for me. That was, like, one of the first real concerts I ever went to in my life. I saw Blink with My Chemical Romance.
That's lit.
Long time ago, yeah. But no, that was definitely a huge impact on me. That music, that angstiness, you know. I definitely felt that when I was a teenager. Like, I'm sure a lot of people out there probably have. But yeah, I latched onto that pretty hard. And then when I started going up through my teenage years, me and my friends, we mostly listened to, like, just a lot of Mac. I feel like Mac was probably my biggest inspiration of all time, for sure. His lyricism, and then his just, man, it's just such a shame, you know? Such a legend. But I don't know, man. The good always die young, you know? And
Yeah.
he definitely was a great, that's for sure.
That's crazy. I remember sitting in what was it? Wingstop. I think, like, literally the weekend after Mac had passed away, and we were just sitting there eating wings.
Oh, bro, I remember that.
Watching his, like, YouTube videos, his music
Dude.
videos. We were, like, tearing up at fucking Wingstop.
Dude.
It was so deep and sad.
Dang.
It was the one with him in the coffin and, like,
Oh.
smoking or whatever.
Yeah.
That got me, yeah.
Gosh,
Couldn't
man.
even eat our wings.
Yeah. Dang. And that's how you know it's sad, man, because I'll smash some wings.
Wingstop
man.
is fire.
Gosh, I love Wingstop. But no,
Shout out Rick Ross.
Shout out Rick Ross. I
Yeah.
don't think he actually is, like, I
The
think he,
sole
I-
owner,
I don't-
creator of it.
No,
I don't think he is
I think
either.
somebody took over. I think he just owns a lot of shares in it now, or something like
no,
that.
somebody definitely runs it now.
But still, shout out Rick Ross.
But still,
Shout out.
Shout out Rose.
yeah, Ricky Rose. But
Dang.
yeah,
Fire.
dude. I know you have a lot of meaning behind your music and stuff, but, like, at the end of the day, you talk about how it's just like an escape and how it's just something to do for fun. You know, like, what would you have if you didn't? You know, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I know if I didn't have extracurricular activities to, like, to live for or to do, my life would be completely different. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
I'm just curious, as a musician or an artist, would there be something else that you would be so passionate about, or something that could be like that for your life? I don't know. This is a weird question. It's just random.
No,
but-
it's a good question. I feel like there are definitely things that I could be as passionate about. I mean, there are a lot of things that I'm passionate about, You know, like, I mean, I could even wager to say that I'm just as passionate at like playing video games, man, because I love video games. But the thing that music does that other things really can't is that it gives me a sense of accomplishment. You know, like I walk away with something concrete from that, something that I can like, something tangible that I can show people. You know, like I can play my song, but like nobody gives a shit about like what level I am in Call of Duty or like.
I wish they did.
I wish they did. Yeah, right, man. Gosh, man, I have so many good Pokemon. If people just gave me clout for that.
It's like, you know how many times I've had like 50 kills and no one even cared.
Dude, I've been there, man. We've all been there. But no, man, that's the thing that's good about music. I think that it's important for every person to have something that gives them fulfillment out of life, you know, because there are things that are fun and there are things you can do to pass time, but not all of those things will make you feel fulfilled in your life, you know? And I think that's really where you find like happiness and meaning out of things, you know? There are definitely days where things are blue, you know, but if you have something like that, then it can definitely pull you out of it for sure.
Hell yeah. That's fire, actually. That was facts.
Helps you express those blue days too, and you just kind of makes you know it's going to be all right through the song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, some of my lowest points, like there's a song I actually wrote called Deeper Meaning. That's it's going to be the very last track on my album, and I'm shooting for that to come out. I'm going to say summer right now, but that might be generous. I'm going to say fall just to be safe. Summer, fall, somewhere in between there is probably when I'm going to end up dropping it. But yeah, the song Deeper Meaning, man, I remember I went home one day. This was just about a few months ago, man. I went home and I was just a wreck, man, just like having a rough day, you know, life just really beating up on me, you know. And that was one of those songs where I just sat down, just like tears started rolling. I'm just writing lyrics. I'm just producing a beat at the same time. And honestly, when I listen to that song, like, it makes me so happy, even though I'm talking about sad stuff, because I know that I was just like pouring my soul into it, you know. And that the best songs come out of that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like music therapy almost. You know what I'm saying?
It is, man. It's a good outlet for sure.
Yeah,
helps me not like crack, you know, my day-to-day life. You know, I actually have somewhere to
cope
go
with it.
Yeah, somewhere to actually get all the emotions out, and plus it's like making it into something like physical. I mean, you know, it's music, it's audible, but you know what I'm saying. Like it puts it into something concrete. So where I kind of feel like I distance myself from it. Like something is really affecting me, I put it in a song, and then it's like, okay, well, like that is now that song. I don't have to internalize it so much because I can just listen to that song, and that'll just give me the same feeling. You know, it fulfills it and makes me not feel like empty in certain situations. You know.
Interesting. So it doesn't change over time, that feeling.
No, man.
Not usually.
Nah.
Cool. Interesting. Right on. Well, you are obviously wearing a Pacers jacket.
Oh, dude.
Repping
I was gonna ask where
Always.
you shop at.
No, I actually got
You
this
stole it.
handed down to me from my cousin. But I got some other good cops on the Pacers front. Gotta love basketball, man. We're from Indiana.
Yeah,
so
repping Indianapolis, Naptown. Here we are. But we got to wrap this up, bro.
Hey.
Unfortunately, is there anything else you want to shout out? You got your music coming up, your EP, your single?
Yeah. All right. February 28th. Bands. Stream it at August Ellie on Twitter and Instagram. You can find everything you need there. I got an EP coming and an album coming this year. Singles probably thrown throughout there. Just be on the lookout.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Check it out.
And we'll have all the links in the description below in the YouTube video. Like, comment, share. Thank you so much for coming back. Let us know what you think. Follow this guy. Listen to his music if you do nothing else. This is your premier platform for independent music. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Peace
buddy.
out.